Hey everyone, welcome to Logan's Mosh Pit. Glad to have you here. Do me a favor and please subscribe if you haven't already. Today, I would like to acknowledge a transcendent array of albums that are celebrating their 50th birthday this year. Take my word for it, none of the upcoming albums have lost their luster in any way. One by one, I'll give you a quick rundown of each vintage record with an interesting fact tacked on at the very end. Why don't we dive right in? First album, Nothing Fancy by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Release date March 24th, 1975. What I like about the album cover is how incredibly overcast the sky looks. I've never seen such immense cloud cover. The album length continues for approximately 37 minutes and 15 seconds. It carries 8 total tracks. Personally, I believe the best song is On the Hunt. My favorite line would be, "And if you want to love me, baby, I'm your man." Recording was divided up between Studio One in Doraville, Georgia, and Web 4 Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. The lineup merged Ronnie Van Zant on lead vocals, Gary Rossington, Alan Collins, and Ed King on guitar, Leon Wilkeson on bass, Billy Powell on keyboards, and Artemis Pyle on drums. Total sales surged past the 1 million mark in America. An interesting fact regarding this album is that it was the band's first to enter the top 10 of the Billboard charts. Next album, Soap Opera by The Kinks. Release date April 25th, 1975. What I admire about the album cover is the quite radiant spark that forms once the fingers meet. The album length holds out for 37 minutes and 41 seconds. It accommodates a dozen different tunes. From my vantage point, the best song is You Can't Stop the Music. I would encourage you to stop what you're doing and listen to it right now. My favorite line must be, "Let's all raise a glass to the rock stars of the past." Recording sessions were held at Conch Studios, found in London, England. The lineup united Ray Davis on vocals, Dave Davis on guitar, try saying that name 5 times fast, John Dalton on bass, John Gosling on keyboards, and Mick Avery on drums. Information about the amount of total sales is pretty scarce, so your guess is as good as mine. An interesting fact that goes along with this album is that it was mainly influenced by a 1974 TV play called Star Maker. Last album to round out the tremendous trio is Venus and Mars by Wings. Release date May 27th, 1975. What I dig about the album cover is how the title gets spelled out both vertically and horizontally. Most albums don't even bother doing that. The album length perseveres for 43 minutes and 6 seconds, brimming with 13 total tracks. I think the best song is Lovin' Song. My favorite line just so happens to be, "Happiness in the Homeland." Recording was split among Abbey Road Studios in London, Sea Saint Studios in New Orleans, Louisiana, and Sunset Sound Recorders in Los Angeles, California. The lineup fused Paul McCartney on vocals, guitar, bass, and piano, Dave Mason, Denny Lane, and Jimmy McCullough on guitar, Linda McCartney and Alan Toussaint on keyboards, Tom Scott on saxophone, Kenneth Williams on congas, and Joe English and Geoff Britton on drums. Total sales exceeded 1 million copies in the United States. An interesting fact that you may not be familiar with is that this was actually the only album, besides their debut, to pass on the traditional Paul McCartney and Wings label in favor of the more simple moniker, Wings. Well, that's it. What are a few other quintessential 1975 albums that still hold up? Let me know in the comments. That does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time. Till then, rock on.